hate that I have to make this video. Lil O, your time has come. When we first got introduced to you in season 2, I was like, okay, we got another demon on our side. We're gonna raise this nigga to be a demon, like Omni-Man. And then when season 3 came about, I thought we had that demon. When you killed the Muller twins, I was like, oh yeah, this nigga Oliver's on that. Even during the fight with Conquest, you were getting some licks in. I'm like, okay, this nigga Oliver's gonna actually be useful in the future. You were saving Mark's ass here and there. But in this fight against Conquest in the Viltrumites, your first appearance, you dropped an all-time stinker. You're not built for this, Oliver. They need to take your ass back home. This is the big leagues. You cannot hang. When Oliver heard that Mark was going with Omni-Man to go fight a war against the Viltrumites, this nigga was so eager to come. He was like, hey, you need me out there. I helped you. Don't you remember what I did when you fought Conquest? I saved your ass. You would have died without me. And this nigga Mark and Debbie look at each other and they're like, you know what? This nigga right. He did save my ass. He might be useful out there. Little did they know that this nigga Oliver would be the reason that Mark gets his guts ripped out. First of all, the battle already starts and this nigga Oliver's already knocked out. I knew from that moment that this nigga was not ready for this type of battle. And once he wakes up and he sees Conquest right in front of him, he has the audacity to look at Conquest and tell him,
we killed you once, we can do it again.
We? What did you do in that battle? I remember you getting dribbled around like a basketball. That's all I remember happening to you. Yeah, you saved Mark's ass the first time, but don't sit here and claim the victory. You did not do shit in that battle. So when this nigga said that, I already knew off rip he's gonna get his ass handed to him. And that's exactly what happens. He decides that the first person he's gonna go ahead and fight is this nigga Conquest. He zooms straight over to Conquest and Conquest swats this nigga away like he's a little pest. In that moment, Oliver should have known that, yeah, I can't handle this nigga. I should back off. But nope, he decided to keep coming at him. Oliver out of nowhere turned into Floyd Mayweather and started hitting this nigga with a couple speed punches. When I saw that, I'm like, hold on, Oliver, I didn't know you had that in your bag. I thought Oliver might actually do some damage to Conquest. But little did I know, I was wrong. This nigga Conquest got a hold of Oliver's head and was about to hit him with a Red Rush Part 2. He's about to squeeze this nigga head until it pops. But in the nick of time, Omni-Man comes to save this nigga Oliver's ass. This nigga Oliver actually got Omni-Man looking like a good parent for once. That's how I already knew off rip that Oliver was not built for this battle. But after Oliver almost gets his head squeezed in like a tomato, you think this nigga would learn and back off from the fight. And that's kind of what he did. This nigga Invincible goes to check up on him like, hey, are you okay, Oliver? And he has the audacity with blood all in his eyes, blood all coming out of his nose, blood all in his mouth, talking about some, yeah, I'm fine. Nigga, no you're not. You got your ass handed to you in the first 5 seconds of the battle. After Mark saw his little brother almost died, he decided it was time to shiesty up and get back. He ran straight at Conquest and he was throwing hands with him. And while this fight is happening, Oliver in the back of his mind should have thought, maybe I should get some cover. Maybe I should check my surroundings so no one runs up on him. But no, that's not what he does. This nigga Oliver sits there and watches Mark and Conquest fight the entire time. And when Mark gets hit with a punch, he decides to say, Mark, nigga, focus on yourself, because the second he said that, a Viltrumite comes out of nowhere and rocks the absolute shit out of Oliver and tells him, he's busy. It's time for us to fight. Oliver had this B-team Viltrumite looking like a straight threat. This nigga is zipping around hitting Oliver left and right. Oliver don't know where he's coming from, but Oliver finally locks in and actually gets him with a kick. And once Oliver hits him with that kick, that nigga got tight because he instantly turned his hand into the ultimate Viltrumite weapon. When the Viltrumite open up their hand, you already know off rip, you gonna die. Omni-Man got a whiff of that. He saw this nigga open up his hand and he came instantly and saved Oliver. And Oliver had the audacity, after Omni-Man just saved him, talking about some,
I don't need your help. Huh?
Nigga, not only did Omni-Man save you once, but this is the second time he saved your ass. You do need his help. You were literally about to get your head crushed in. Without Omni-Man being there, you would be dead right now. But since he has such a grudge against Omni-Man because he didn't visit him when he went to Earth, he decides to look at him and say, I don't need your help. Nigga, you almost died. You should be appreciative that this nigga's actually being a good father for once. Now I see why Omni-Man didn't want you in this war. I thought it was because he hates you, but nah. This nigga already knew you're gonna throw up Tony Snell numbers the entire fight. And after Omni-Man just saved your ass from a Viltrumite almost whooping you to death, you would think you should lock in and find the Viltrumite you were fighting. But no, this nigga Oliver gets distracted by new enemies appearing. And what happens to him? The Viltrumite he was just fighting comes back and hits him with one of the meanest punches I'd ever seen, knocking the wind out of this little nigga's chest. And this Viltrumite is not done. He's about to hit Oliver with the finishing blow. And once again, Omni-Man came to save his ass. This nigga Omni-Man saved Oliver not once, not twice, but 3 times during this battle. This nigga Omni-Man can't even focus on fighting his own battles because he has to worry about saving this little nigga's ass the entire time. And once he saves you, this nigga Oliver has the audacity to look at Omni-Man in the face and talk about I need some air. And Omni-Man now has to worry about finding some planet to take Oliver to so he can get some air, and he points to that planet down there and says, hey, go down there to get some air. So as Oliver is flying to the planet, because you know he's about to pass out because he has no air in his lungs no more, he finally makes it to the planet and takes a deep breath, and he thinks at this moment that, I could finally relax and take some time to breathe and get my head clear before I go back to this battle. But little did he know, the Grim Reaper of the Invincible Universe, Conquest, pulled up behind him in the coldest frame I've ever seen in this entire show, getting ready to murk this little nigga. But Invincible saves his ass in the nick of time. So that's about 4 times Oliver has gotten saved during this battle. He got saved by Omni-Man 3 times, and now 1 time by Invincible. And this nigga Oliver still has the audacity to say he could help us during this fight. You should know at this moment that you're no help, little nigga. Send this nigga back home right after this battle is done. Give him the first flight back home because he cannot hang with these Viltrumites. He's not built for this. Oliver put up an all-time stinker during this battle. He threw about 5 good punches this entire fight, and none of them did damage. He got his ass saved 4 times during this battle. He had Omni-Man distracted the entire fight, worrying about his ass. He literally got Invincible's guts ripped out. That was your fault, because if Conquest never chased after you, if you never needed air, Invincible's guts would have never gotten ripped out. You know, I used to be a big fan of the Lil O. I used to be a Lil O glazer. After what I saw him do in season 3 against the Molar twins, after he literally murked one of them, I was a big Lil O glazer. But after he put up this all-time stinker, this all-time dookie performance, I can't be a fan or a defender of Lil O no more. He needs to take his ass back home, because you are gonna literally cost us this war if he continues to go with us. I don't know how far they are from Earth, but ship this nigga Oliver back. That's our first goal. Give this nigga a one-way flight back to Earth, because he is going to be no help in this fight. He's gonna be a burden the entire time. And if my nigga Invincible does not recover from what you did, Oliver, you will not hear the end of this slander.
I fought Conquest.